Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Savage Wilkie Productions. Today we're going to be talking about expanding and factorising and making the connections between them. I'll start with expanding. Now, as Mr. Savage well knows, when we expand, there's a tiny little multiplier beside that number and the brackets, and we need to multiply this number on the outside by the first thing, the A, and then again by the second term in there by the 4. I like to draw a little visual reminder. So the 2 gets multiplied by the A first. So over here I'm going to write 2 times A plus, then I'm going to multiply the 2 times the 4, and I'll write that in there exactly like that. And look at Mr. Savage, he's very, very happy about that. 2 times A plus 2 times 4. Now 2 times A, as Mr. Savage will tell you, we just write as 2A in maths, plus we know that 2 times 4 equals 8. Now they're not the same terms. This is a number and this is 2 A's, a bit like 2 apples. So if I've got 2 apples plus the number of 8, I can't actually change that. That's as simplified as I can get. Let me show you how it works on the next one. Same deal. We need to multiply the 3 by the C because that's the first term multiplied by the thing that's on the outside. And over here I'm going to write 3 times C plus multiply the second term out. The 3 then gets multiplied by the 5, and I'll write that down over here, 3 times 5. Note, I haven't actually worked anything out yet. I've just done my expansion according to my beautiful wave diagram or my claw diagram, on whichever one you prefer to call it. Over here, 3 times C we know is 3C, plus we know 3 times 5 is 15. And look at that, we've just expanded another one of those brackets. Unbelievable stuff. There is the reverse. The reverse of expanding happens to be called factorising. Factorising works like this. I'm looking for a number that goes into 2 that also goes into 8. Now, what's the highest number that goes into 2 that also goes into 8? 1 goes into both, but number 2 goes into both of them. So I'm going to pull a 2 out the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a 2 and then I'm going to do some brackets. And I'm going to think to myself, 2 times by what gives me 2A? Now I remember from before, 2 times an A gives me 2A. Love it. Then I want to know 2 times what term gives me plus 8. Well, the fact that it's a positive and a positive, I know it must be positive. So I want to know 2 times what number gives me 8. 2 times 4 does. So I slip a little 4 in there, and ladies and gents, you've just factorised. And look at him, happy as, happy as. Coming down to the next one, we've now got to look at these two numbers, 3C and 15, and what is a number that goes into 3 that also goes into 15? 1 does, but is there any higher? 3 goes into both. So again, at the front, I'm going to put my common factor of 3, and then I'm going to ask myself, 3 times what gives me 3C? 3 times C, plus 3 times what number gives me 15? 3 times 5 gives me 15, and check that out, ladies and gents. We have just factorised 2 of these expressions. Unbelievable stuff. Now, as Mr. Savage will point out, there's actually something I'm hoping you notice between each of these. Check out the first example over here. If I have a look at 2 multiplied by A multiplied by 4, that one there, if I expand it out, comes to 2A plus 8. Now have a look back over here. If I start with 2A plus 8 and I factorise, stop it. I end up getting that same version. So in other words, expanding and factorising are the exact opposite. If I take this side and expand it, 2 times A, 2 times 4 is 8, I get that side. If I go from this side across, I factorise. Let me show you that one more time. Coming down this last one here. Look at this last bad boy. 3 multiplied by C gives me 3C. 3 multiplied by 5 gives me the 15. There's my expanding. Have a look at the factorising. Have a look. It's the same number at the end. We're looking what number goes into 3C also goes into 15. 3 does. I pull out my common factor of 3 and then I say, okay, 3 times C gives me 3C. 3 times what number gives me 15? 3 times 5. Dana, ladies and gents. Welcome to the world of expanding and factorising, which are the exact opposite. Mr. Savage, have you got anything you'd like to add to that? That's what I thought. Thank you, ladies and gents.